Greetings, class. This is your first asynchronous assignment. In this assignment, you will need a math notebook. It'll be used for all your asynchronous work moving forward for this semester. So make sure you label the front of your notebook in case I ever ask for it when we come back to class. But this is where you're going to do all of your asynchronous assignments. So the first assignment for this week's asynchronous work is to fill out the first 2 pages of our math notebook with important information. So you are going to need to pause when you need to, because all of the stuff that you see written down here, I need you to write in your notebook. Obviously, your name isn't Mrs. Carter. So the first thing you need to do is write down your name, the date. Some of you are doing this on the 26th, some of you are on the 27th, depending on what class you're in. And the assignment is called AJ1, which stands for Asynchronous Journal Number 1. You need to title this page, Algebra 1, Important Information. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it as you are writing things down. First of all, how do you contact me? Here's my email address, diana.carter@rsd.edu. But you can also message me on Canvas. I get notifications on my email. I do not check my email every evening or all weekend. Mostly on Sundays I'll give it a check once or twice. But just know that usually I respond within 24 hours. So if you don't hear back from me in a couple days, that means I probably didn't get the email or I misplaced it, forgot about it. So I apologize for that. Most of the time I respond quickly. So if you need help with anything, if you have a question on math or something else at school, if you need to meet with me to go over some material, whatever it is, email me and let me know what times you have available so that I can schedule something or what question you have. And I'll get back to you right away. All right. You need to check your email and Canvas regularly. I won't send out tons of messages, announcements, or emails, but sometimes I do, so please check. And especially, check the comment bubbles that you'll see under grades. So on Canvas, when you look at your grades, at the right side, you'll see sometimes little comment bubbles. So if you submit work and I can't read it because it's too blurry or whatever the case may be, I'll put a 0 in for your grade and I'll say, I can't read this, please resubmit it. And it's your responsibility to find those comments and then upload it again. So I might say, hey, you didn't show your work, so I'm giving you a lower score. And usually when I say that, if you can come to office hours and tell me how you did it without showing work, I'll give you the points back. Because I know some people can do it without work. I just want to make sure. Number 3, assignments. So all the directions for all of your assignments, whether they're quizzes, tests, or homeworks, or asynchronous journals, whatever the assignment is, the directions are going to be in modules on Canvas. So make sure that's where you're looking. The directions are usually also in assignments, but maybe not as specific. So make sure you're looking at both modules in the assignments. And there's always the link to the assignment from modules. So you can find everything you need in modules. Your work is going to be in different places. Sometimes I might give you a quiz on Canvas or an assignment I make on Canvas. Sometimes it's in a book. Pearson, we'll be doing more of that this semester since we're going to be meeting in person. And sometimes it'll be on Desmos activity. Sometimes on Delta Math. If you're new this semester and you haven't signed up for Delta Math, we'll do that together in class. Make sure everybody's signed up. And then in quizzes, and I'll always put the links in modules. Always upload your work to Canvas and make sure the work is readable before you upload it. Check your picture, because then that avoids me having to give you a 0 because I can't read your work. All right, late work. I will accept late work this semester until a week before the quarter ends. After the quarter ends, I will not accept any more late work. There's no penalty for late work, but remember, the work gives you practice on the quiz and tests, so if you aren't doing the work, you probably aren't going to do well on your quizzes and tests. And then you'll have to retake them anyway. It's just much better to always do your work, even though I accept late work, and even though there's no penalty for late work. All right, so if you weren't done writing all that, you can pause. I'm going to move on to the next page, so when you're done, join us. Okay, number 5. Retakes. You can retake any quiz or test your little heart desires until 1 week before the semester ends. And after that, I cut that off so that I have time to grade all those and get everything submitted for your grades. So take advantage of that. My goal is for you to learn. If you learn a month later, then, if we do something in February, you don't learn it to March, and you say, hey, I understand that now. Can I retake that quiz or test? Absolutely. All you need to do is email me or ask me in class, and I'm happy to do a retake so that you can show me what you've learned and get credit for learning it. Asynchronous work. Each week you're going to have an assignment. We're going to call them AJs, asynchronous journals. And you're going to need to show all your work in your journal. This is the journal. This is what I'm going to use. I'm going to do all the work in here so that when it comes to grading it, I can just look at the date and label you put on, turn to that page in my asynchronous journal, and compare what's happening there so that I can give you credit for that work. Each page, each day that you have an assignment needs to be labeled with your name, your date, and the assignment name. And then on Friday, only on Friday, you will upload all of the pages for that week. That's why it's also important to keep the labels, because you might forget which ones are for which Friday if you wait for a long time to do that. And then you've got to show your work. You don't get credit if you don't show work, unless, of course, like I mentioned earlier, you can prove to me that you can do it in your head. And that's fine with me, but then we'll probably have to do that quite a bit. And then finally, the grade calculations. Homework is worth 25%. So if we have an assignment every day, that's a lot of assignments. So each assignment doesn't end up having a lot of worth to the grade. So just keep that in mind when you have 60 assignments and it's only worth 25%, then you can see how one is like less than 0.5%. So you just want to keep in mind that homework's important, but the way you get your grade up is by doing quizzes and tests and retakes. So quizzes are 35% of the grade, and the test is 40% of the grade. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do a midterm or end of the semester test, but if I do, it'll just be part of the test grade. All right, that is your first assignment, first asynchronous day done. Remember, you don't turn this in yet. It's due Friday, but there's going to be a couple other things that you have to do for your asynchronous work. So if you have any questions, make sure you contact me. Good luck.